Param Shanti Bapuji. Today in this video, we will be talking about the superhuman abilities. There are various channels such as Discovery, National Geographic, History Channel that telecast shows and documentaries on superhuman abilities. If we search Superhuman Top 10 on YouTube, we get an exhaustive list. There is one individual called Stanley who hosts a show on National Geographic Channel. He travels throughout the world to meet people who have superhuman qualities. He meets them and scientifically examines their claims and acknowledges their claim after complete evaluation. Now for a reference, superhuman abilities are those abilities, like for example there is a documentary named as The Indian Electric Man who can pass electric current through his body without electrocuting himself. Some people can ride a bicycle, drive a car, or perform magical tricks, even while they are being blindfolded. Apart from this, I would also like to know about Kai power. There is a Japanese Kai master called Kanzawa Sensei who can put any animal to sleep by channeling his energy. When asked, how did he get this power, he stated that one night, while he was asleep, he saw a dark black cloud with black vibrations that came towards him, and from that point onwards he gained this power. Apart from this, there are also instances wherein people who possess Kai power would ignite fire in the garbage or papers, etc. And there are also some people who can drop down more than 10 persons in one single push. In short, we would like to know the science of superhuman abilities and how these people practice it in reality.
How does a normal human being possesses such type of superpowers? From where does they get it? Why other humans do not have it? How do they become so powerful? It's not a simple thing. If we take for example a serial called Shaktiman, most of the people must have seen it. In that serial, it was shown that the positive power from the teachers gurus of the Shaktiman, who resided in the Himalayas, used to help the protagonist fight against the negative powers such as ghosts and demons of the antagonist Kilvish. The protagonist was a simple human being in this story.
But Bapuji, this was a story.
Yes, it was indeed a story. I am trying to tell you the reality based on this example. How does one simple human being gains this supernatural powers? The superhuman powers these people gain are from the souls which reside in the subtle world. In essence, we can even call them souls. Souls are those who have the spiritual knowledge of the Supreme. A soul will start its journey towards the Supreme abode as soon as it leaves the body. It won't stay on earth or in the subtle world anymore. Other than the souls, there are billions and trillions of ghost and spirit souls that reside in the subtle world. From these ghost, spirit souls, some hundreds of them will come together to form a group. These spirits in the group will then unite together in one form and will enter into the body of the person to whom they wish to reveal or make famous in the world. Once they enter into the body of the human, in say about hundreds of number, they will collectively create power worth hundreds of humans. For example, if a person has to pull a truck or a train, this group of spirits will enter into that person's body and will help him complete that task by generating much power. Similarly, if a person has been blindfolded, these spirits will direct their rays on the soul of that particular person and will show the vision to the soul of that person. Likewise, the magician worships, fosters, and nurtures many of the spirits of the subtle world to help them. Sometimes the person tends to get help without even worshipping. Similar to the person that you spoke about earlier. He saw a dark black cloud coming towards him at night while he was asleep and radiating vibrations. The dark black cloud he saw was nothing but a group of thousands of spirits who had united. They wanted to give him the power and make him think of doing this, put animals to sleep. Through their help he can direct negative rays and hence he can put any animal, beast or even any type of vicious snake to sleep. The spirits or ghosts will do this type of things. They, however, will never do something positive or some good work.
Yes, true. In reality, if he wanted to do something good for the society or the world, he should have tried using his powers to cure patients with cancer or similar type of life-threatening disease. But instead, these people are interested only in showing off their powers for fame.
The spirits do these things by taking support of a human being.
But Bapuji, some of these people don't even know in reality why and how these things are happening to them. They themselves are searching for the answers.
Most of them don't know how this is happening. Many of them actually think that it's their own power.
Yes, that is true.
We see the small children of age group of around 5 years read Gita or Quran. How do you think they can read it at such a small age? Who do you think actually reads it? Sometimes when we watch television, we see small children of around 4 or 5 years sing or dance like professionals in the TV shows. How do you think they do it? All the abnormal activities such as these that we see happening in this human world or the materialistic world are being done by the spirits or the ghosts of the subtle world. They, however, will never be able to do something good for the world or for the betterment of everyone. The spirit of an artist, such as a dancer, will enter into the body of a human being and will dance amazingly. Likewise, a spirit of an alcoholic trait will enter into the human being and will consume a lot of alcohol. Now, how would this human do such things? From where else would they get the power to do these things? The answer is very simple as to why some has this ability and others don't. The person will have this type of ability because of the abnormal power that comes within his body. It can be the power of his own soul, as this power will come for a brief time. Whenever this type of abnormal activities are happening, it because those ghost spirits in the subtle world do it by entering into human body or directing their rays on humans. The good souls with spiritual knowledge will never indulge themselves in this type of activities, as they will depart towards the ultimate abode as soon as they leave the human body. They will never wait here or in the subtle world and succumb to the allure or the illusions.
This means the good souls do not get into accomplishments?
Yes. They will never live in this illusionary world. You won't even imagine how many spirits and ghosts live within the 200 kilometers range of the earth. There are unimaginable numbers of spirits that actually reside in this range.
Bapuji, I had recently seen in a TV, a person working in one restaurant, frying snacks by immersing his hand in the frying pan, filled with hot boiling oil.
Yes. I have also seen this type of things. Who do you think does that? Those ghost spirits that enter into his body and make sure that his body does not get harmed.
Bapuji, is it possible that his ancestors' souls get together in a group to make their family famous or the particular person famous in the world by doing such type of things through him?
Yes, not only ancestors, but sometimes their relatives or friends will come together in a group with an intention of making him famous or help him earn some money.
So in reality, can we call them the superhuman's abilities?
How can we term them or their materialistic power as superhuman abilities? For example, a person who can cure say 100-200 blind people standing in front of him by merely directing his rays onto them may be termed as superhuman.
There will be no one in this world who can do this.
Ideally, a superhuman should cure anyone who comes in front of him.
Correct. If someone cures others without the need of a surgery, then he may be termed as a superhuman.
Like in olden days, the sages and the saints used to cure people who would come in front of them by merely seeing them. They used to provide clothes to the needy, feed the poor and hungry, and more importantly, they used to exterminate the sins vikarms of anyone who came in front of them by directing their rays. We shall call someone a superhuman if he possesses the power to change the whole world, give others all the good things without asking anything in return. Even the god were not able to do it, as they used to give or do something good only when one performed the holy rituals and provide some offerings.
Correct. In ancient times, people had to perform various rituals and provide offerings to gods, so as to make the concerned god happy, and ask him to fulfill their desires and wishes in return. Even the gods used to rely on these rituals and offerings to fulfill the wishes of their devotees, and not on mere prayers of the people. Now, if the people had to offer them the offerings, and perform holy rituals to make them happy, or fulfill their wishes, we may say that the gods themselves were not using their so-called superhuman qualities or abilities.
When a quenchable soul used to depart the human body, it used to enter into the body of their relatives or friends, or it used to come in their dreams by directing rays and ask for offerings. And when that relative of that particular soul used to provide him with the offerings, it used to help him or fulfill his wishes. Similarly, when one offers something to the god will fulfill his wishes in return. In reality, we can even call them God, as they will take something from you first and in return will fulfill your wish. The one who actually gives without any desire or asking anything in return may truly be termed as God.
Yes, the one who gives without any expectations, or without asking anything in return, will be called God.
Let me give you one example. Once Lord Krishna did not allow the people of Gokul to perform holy rituals and provide offerings to God Indra, the king of the 33 crore god. When he came to know about this, he got angry and started pouring in heavy rain on Gokul so as to flood it. Now if we take this for example, the king of the god, the Indra, also got angry as he was not given offerings. Similarly, if one do not give the offerings to the ghost spirits, They get angry and trouble everyone.
Bapuji, what do we say about others when we ourselves do similar things to make our ancestors happy? We offer them so many type of fruits, vegetables, food items once every year to make them happy and calm them down. What shall one do if his own ancestors become angry on him or become his enemies for not providing them the offerings?
Yes, people do give offerings to their ancestors of the millions of uncountable spirits. Some of them might be in your karmic bondage.
But will they be called superhumans?
They are not superhuman. As far as I know, spirits help them with their power. We may call someone a superhuman if, say, that person can cure the eyesight of 100 blind people. If he can cure the mentally ill people, the one who can amend the world, one who can stop all the fights and war. I shall call someone a superhuman if he can do all of this, the one who will have the power to change the world.
Yes, if someone can kill the terrorists with his power, he will be called the biggest world savior.
One should calm the terrorists down and change them into peaceful humans instead. The person who has the power to put animals to sleep should try using his energy and powers to calm the terrorists down and change them into peaceful human. Let him put the terrorists to sleep instead of the animals.
Correct. This is one amazing idea.
Yes. Through the medium of this video, I want to send the message to all the people who claim to have superhuman abilities, to use their energy and powers to stop the terrorists, calm them down and change them into peace-loving human.
If that happens, then all the crime in the world will vanish.
Yes, finish off the crime, use the power for some cause, finish off the war, fights, cure the diseases. Go to the hospital and cure everyone by directing the energy rays onto them.
Bapuji, the Supreme has created a system to run this world. One has to suffer, or taste the fruits of his own karmic deeds. That's why sometimes someone gains or achieves something big and sometimes someone loses or forfeits heavily. But it's inappropriate to give these souls the status of the superhumans, since they do all the tricks, or use their energy, only to gain fame and become famous.
Well, I will call someone a superhuman who will cure the sufferings of others without asking for money in return, without any expectations or wish of fame, reputation or acclaim, just like the way saints and sages used to do in ancient times. Other than that, these are just the ghosts and spirits who help the person who is in relation with them to make him famous and earn him some reputation or money. I speak truth and reality. This whole earth has become a den of the ghosts and spirits. They are given offerings to make them happy. Ghosts are residing in almost every house or every religious place. Where else will these human souls that leave the body go?
Yes, Bapuji, true. These souls do not have the knowledge on how to cross the solar system and reach the supreme abode, or meet the Shiva in Shivpuri and transform itself. These souls are full of wants and desires. They are full of lust, rage, greed, attachment and conceit, that they are unable to cross this human world, this earth. In essence, there is only one remedy for this. If that soul gains the spiritual knowledge and yogic power, only then can that soul reach the supreme abode. To do this, the soul will have to himself put in efforts, meditate, find and know the supreme power which runs this whole world, the universe and the multiverse, and not fall prey to the so-called superhuman's illusionary tactics. We have to know the final authority who runs each and everything, right from the visible to the invisible world. If the soul puts in efforts to gain the spiritual knowledge and yogic power, only then will that soul be able to do justice to himself and transform itself, and simultaneously become a superhuman, and come into the superhuman category, by doing something good in this world. Bapuji, would you like to say something more on this?
I will say that a human being should search for the correct and true spiritual knowledge and not fall prey to this worldly desire. One should try to find how his soul will progress and reach the salvation. One must think on how he will change and transform this whole world and make it a better place. He should not think only about himself. The one who thinks only about himself will be classified into the category of animals. There will not be any difference between him and the animal. This type of human being will eat, sleep and eventually die, just like an animal. And after death, his soul will trouble the world. Therefore one should try to search, find and know the spiritual knowledge on souls and the Supreme. Try to find the Almighty Authority. Try to become a super soul by meditating and connecting with the Almighty. If one does this, he shall be able to reach the ultimate abode. There are many videos on spiritual knowledge on our YouTube channel. One can watch those videos and gain the knowledge. I shall also ask these people who have the access to the supernatural powers, the spirits, and the ghosts of the subtle world to come together and spread peace in the world. and help to change and transform the world. I will ask them to rise up above the fame and the allure of the greed. What else shall I say? This world is nothing but an illusion.
Bapuji, every human being in this current age runs after gaining some sort of superpower, just to fulfill his worldly desires, and in doing this, he wastes valuable time of his life running behind worldly desires.
See, first understand as to how one soul becomes human soul. When the world was created, they were seraphs. From seraph they became God. God then lost their power of soul because of desires and fell down to become human. Now the human soul would need the spiritual knowledge on soul and supreme to gain his original form. This soul will always try to search or gain spiritual knowledge. This type of soul will never fall prey to the worldly desires or the supernatural power and instead will search the supreme. Humans will always like to be in fame, wishes to be famous, run behind wealth and fortune, fall prey to the temptations of having the best car, home. A human becomes devil because of his greed and desires.
Bapuji, once you had said one amazing and beautiful line. You had stated that, if we think of only gaining or achieving from this world, we will keep on binding ourselves to this world. The day on which we will think of giving away to this world, our reverse process of going away from this world into the higher realms will start. Our karmic bondage will slowly and steadily decrease and eventually we will become free from this world and hence we will start our journey towards the ultimate abode. With this I would like to conclude today's video. Bapuji, we are very thankful and grateful to you for telling us this secret. Param Shanti.